Hello. So having shown you how Google Sheets works, I want to very quickly show you what that kind of looks like in Excel. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this because in a way Excel is not as easy to teach as Google Sheets is. So I don't want to, make things too complicated for you guys. So I'm just going to keep it as simple as possible. So now I want to create the same way that I created a blank sheet in Excel. In Google Sheets, I want to create a blank workbook in Excel. Excel calls it a workbook. So I will click on create, and let me show you. Let me show you guys what that looks like. And that's that. All right. So this is a blank Excel workbook, and it has the same numbering. So I want you guys to watch this place. It's called a name tag, name box. So watch this. You can see A1. The name box says A1, B4 because it's column B, row 4, D7, column D, row 7. So this is what that happens with Excel. If you wanted to select multiple columns and rows, this is what it does. You can see from the name box, it tells you that you have 6 rows and 5 columns. You have 9 rows now and 5 columns. You have 10 rows and 6 columns. So once you take it off, it just goes back to just showing you the first one. So that is how Excel is kind of different from Google Sheets. So Excel has the same thing with multiple sheets that you can create. You can either use the plus sign here to add a sheet. You can go to sheets to cell right here and click insert. You guys don't see that for some reason. It's not showing up in the screen, but you can just click on insert sheets, and there's an extra sheet here. You can right click. For some reason you guys don't see that, and you just click on insert sheets and you get additional sheets. I don't know what's going on with the screen. The screen just doesn't seem to be capturing those functions. But basically you have 4 sheets now, and you can delete the sheets. You can rename it. Let's call this format 3, and let's call this double click format 2, and let's double click this and call it format 1. So I can protect the sheets in the same way that it does with Google Sheets. You can see the plus sign here. It tells you that it's protected. I can also hide it, and it is hidden because now it's hidden. So that is some of the things. I can also unhide that, and it comes back up again. So it's all back. So yeah, so that is how that works. So let me delete this because I don't need that. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on this because, like I said, Excel is a bit more complicated than Google Sheets, and it can take a while to kind of wrap your head around it. A good thing about Excel is that you get to, when you're creating table, it's easier to create a table on Excel and than Google Sheets. So all you need to do, let's say I need 3 columns and 15 rows. So I select my 3 columns, and I can see from the name box that I have 5 rows and 3 columns, and I just keep going down until I have my 20 rows. And all I need to do now is to go to the part that says format cell, and I click on that. Let's see if I can show that on your on the end. It doesn't, for some reason it doesn't show on the end, but basically that's what happens. I click on format cell, format as table, and I ask it to make it a header, and it does. Let's see, I should be able to show that on the screen. Yeah, so as you can see, it shows me that I have A1 to C20, and I've asked it to set my table as a header, and okay, and I have my table. Now I can, add more columns to it by, putting my cursor at the very end and dragging it to the right, and it adds two more columns. I can also, want to add more rows by doing that, and it adds the rows. So another difference between Excel and Google Sheets is that if you want to expand the width or the height, it kind of looks a little bit different. So with Google Sheets, if you highlight everything and you drag one of the columns or one of the cells, everything adjusts. It doesn't work like that with Excel. Excel will only expand the column you did, or only expand the row that you did. So if you wanted to do that, if you want everything to uniformly change, expand in size, what you need to do for Excel is you select all the cells, and then you go to this place that says cell, and you go to where it says format. Let me see if I can click on that so that you guys see it. If for some reason it's not being shown. Anyway, you go to format, and so when you click on the format, Excel doesn't, I don't know, for some reason it's not letting me show it. Anyway, when you click on the when you click on the cell and you go to format, it tells you where you can row height. So I'm going to click on that. This I will be able to show you guys where it says this. So this is the row height, and I get to put 16 on it, or I can make it 35. It doesn't tell me cm or anything. All you just have is a number. So once I click OK, everything is expanded, and this is because I told it to expand the row. So now I want it to expand the width. I'll go back to cell, format, column width, and once again I want to show you guys what that looks like, since it does let me, and let's call it a 45, let's say, and okay, and everything is expanded. So that is how that works for Excel. And another thing you could do is, when you have formatted the table, you don't need to add anything else with it. You can change colors by going to the format table. I don't know if it shows it. No, it doesn't show it. I'm having a problem with what I want you guys to see and what the screen decides to capture. My apologies. But you can basically change the colors by going to format table, and you can choose different colors to it, different designs. You can also change your cell, give it different colors, and give it different designs to that. It's really all up to you in terms of how you choose to do that. And so that is that. So an example I want to show you guys on how to insert is how Excel works, is that it treats the cells as a unit of the table. So if I wanted to insert a insert a cell here, and I do a control right click, I do a right click, which for some reason is not showing here. If I do a right click, it only allows me to insert table or column, or insert row. I can't do anything beyond that. So I'm either inserting a row, I'm inserting a column, it doesn't allow me to make changes to the cell itself because it treats the cell as a unit of the table. So there's not a lot that I can do in terms of moving things for particular cells. And also the same way, if I wanted to delete, I can only delete a row, or I'm deleting a column. So I don't get to delete just the cell and leave everything else in it. And the way that I can do merging, I can merge, it's a whole lot more complicated in Excel than in what's it called, than in Google Formats. I want to show you guys what that looks like. Yeah, so this is what that looks like if I'm trying to sorry, I want to select something that I want to merge, and for my cell, it doesn't even let me do that. It's not letting me do that. Yeah, so it's not letting me merge the cell that is within the table, but a cell that is outside the table, I am able to merge it. And I right click, I go to format cell, and let me show you guys what that looks like. So I have wrap text, just the very same way. With Google Sheets, I have shrink to fit in, and then I have merge cell. I can do this here with this because the cells I'm trying to merge are not part of the table. But when it was part of the table, I couldn't do that. I'll show you guys that. So I'm able to merge this, but if I wanted to merge the rows on this, and I'm going to try to do that, and you guys will see I will not be able to highlight that. I'm not able to highlight this because it's not seeing it. It's not allowing me to mess around with that because, like I said, it's seeing it as a unit and it doesn't want you to, mess around with the unit. So that is that. You can put in, if you wanted to put borders on the cell, you can do that by choosing your borders here, and that's where you do that. You can also do that in home. Sorry, not in home. I'm looking for where that is. Formula, no, view. You can do your borders from here. Sorry, I'm trying to see. There's a way you can do your borders from here. Oh, sorry. I can do that if I was not. Let's see. Yeah. So you can do. I've seen where I do that. So I can do my borders from here. This is where I get to make changes. Let's see if I can show you guys. No, it doesn't let me show you in the screen, but you can do your borders around here. For some reason it doesn't let, the screen doesn't show it, so I'm not really going to put a lot of attention to that. But in a nutshell, there are a lot of similarities between Google Sheets and Excel. For most of this course, we are going to focus on Google Sheets because it's easier to teach Google Sheets remotely than it is to teach Excel remotely. So, but I'm going to also do just a few comparison videos just to show you how it looks like in Google Sheets and how it looks like in Excel. All right, do have a lovely day. Bye.